Hello everybody, and welcome back to the Super Mario Odyssey playthrough. It is time, finally, to head on over to the Metro Kingdom, and oh, I'm so excited. So very excited. Because the Metro Kingdom is pretty amazing. Bit weird. Very weird, actually. But it's like one of, well, it is the most vertical Mario level I have ever had the pleasure of coming across. Because, I mean, obviously it's the Metro Kingdom, so you've got all sorts of skyscrapers and back alleys, and it's just awesome. And there are so many references in this place, it's insane. I mean, the first of them, obviously, is the return of Pauline, which is kind of insane. Just the fact that Pauline has sort of been just that one character who was the original damsel in distress, and then only really appearing in spin-offs like the Mario vs Donkey Kong series. And now she's finally a real character in a mainline Mario game since then. And she's actually a realistic, well, relatively realistically proportioned female who isn't just a damsel in distress. She's the mayor of New Donk City, and she's awesome. And also, can I just say, I am loving this scooter. I don't really need to be using it, but I just thought, well, why the hell not? Just get a little bit of fun going on, if you ask me. And it did help kill people, and oh my god, that's terrifying! So yeah, you have got these Metro Kingdom residents, or New Donk City residents, and they're, or New Donkers, as they are effectively called. And they're weird. They're very weird. Humans have only turned up a few times in Mario games. So, I mean, you can see skeletons of humans in the Gloomy Galleon in DK64. You can see humans in Mario Golf Advanced Tour. And apparently in an early version of Super Mario Sunshine, human citizens were originally going to appear in the game, but they were removed. The only difference of that is Il Piantissimo, who is a human disguised as a Pianta in Sunshine. So then you've got these guys, the New Donkers in New Donk City, and they are much more realistically proportioned than our favourite plumber, and it does sort of beg the question of, well, if they're humans, what the hell is Mario? Because he's very much not human in that sense, but then he sort of is. But then, considering all of the stuff that he can do in terms of his acrobatics, it would make sense that he's not actually a human being. This really does just open up a whole bunch of crazy things that we probably don't ever need or want answering, because let's just say that it would probably drive everyone insane, because everything we knew would be a lie. And wow. I'm doing this quite often, it seems, of going through falling off of things, which is just embarrassing. Thankfully there's actually nothing there that we need, so I'm just going to ignore that, because I don't want to fall off of this thing again, because that would just be super embarrassing. as would running into the Sherm, really, but I can get over that because there's a power moon just there and I can heal up straight away. And I will also point out that we are effectively taking the long way to get to the top of Town Hall, because I want to pick up some moons on the way, might as well. And also this really is the way that the game is expecting you to go on your journey to Town Hall, so that's totally fine. It's only if you really wanted to speedrun that you would have to take a slightly different route through things, because you have to manage to do some pretty epic jumping when you first get down to this main area, and then once you're on the rooftops, then you can get over to this section really quickly. But it's all about getting up to the top of the skyscrapers to begin with, to be able to actually pull anything off. And the reason that I'm doing this is because I know that there's some purple coins here, and if I don't get them now, I will forget that they are here, and that I haven't picked them up. So that's the reason I'm doing that. Because I know how forgetful I can be, and considering how long I know we're going to end up spending in Metro City, New Donk City, in the Metro Kingdom, I really should just try and get as much as I can now that I remember is here, because otherwise I will forget, and I will just end up hunting for things that I should know are there. And I really do like this introduction to New Donk City because it's quite epic. The music's perhaps not quite so exciting, because it's just that kind of typical typical Bowser theme type dealio, which isn't quite as thrilling as it perhaps could be. But it's the whole thing of you get to this new city that you've been excitedly waiting for a long time at this point. Because it was pretty much the first thing that we ever saw of Super Mario Odyssey in the trailers. And then obviously it was bigged up after we finished in the Wooded Kingdom, because we were going to go there, but then obviously we ended up having a bit of a side track. And then you get here and you're kind of excited about what's coming, but then it's dark, it's rainy, everything's kind of gone to hell, and it's up to us to fix it. And I don't know, I just find it to be quite a fun and exciting way of introducing us to this big area, because when we have beaten the boss that is waiting for us, it's going to then present us with a very, very different vision of New Donk City. And that's just really going to be quite awesome to see. Because it's just one of those things of, when you see things in different weather conditions, different lighting conditions, it really can change how you perceive locations. And I think that New Donk City is certainly one of those examples, where just having a different look and feel for the place really does make it even more exciting when you have finished this and you get to explore New Donk City completely and utterly all by yourselves. And it's probably a good idea that I got that, because, you know, we're going into a boss fight, obviously, and I mean, he's not hugely challenging, but there are a couple of moves that, if you were not expecting them, could prove a smidge challenging. I could go take you down, but I see some purple coins, and I would quite like to get them. Thanks. I know, like, you know, we're waiting on saving the day, and it's raining and miserable, and really have to do something about it, but those purple coins are more important to me right now. This guy will just sit here and wait. So, here we go. It is time to take this guy on. So, this is Mecha Wiggler, because obviously he is a Wiggler and he is a robot. He's actually much closer to the regular Wigglers than the tropical Wigglers, because when you hit him he gets angry. But then he does this, and if you're not used to the controls of the Sherms and you're not looking carefully, then you can very easily get hit by that. But once you know what he's doing, it's quite easy to dodge. Your biggest challenge is going to be once he's finished doing this sort of thing, because then he'll shoot out some balls at you, and they will hit you if you aren't moving and or firing at them. Really, your best case scenario is to just focus on Mecha Wiggler and shooting him down, because you've got to make sure that you destroy all of his segments, otherwise he will then go back to doing this and then you're just sitting around waiting again for him to move. The easiest thing that you can do is there are a few corners that you can sit in where Mecha Wiggler just can't hit you, but making sure you get into those can be a little bit easier said than done. But thankfully, he actually only takes 2 cycles, so really he's not as bad as he could be. Take that, you bloody brat! So, now that we've saved the day, it's now beautiful sunshine in New Donk City. And it is indeed a fresh start. And, oh, I'm so excited. Because this is where you really do get a sense of scale of what Odyssey goes for. I mean, just look at this and it's gigantic. Also, ooh! That is a nice quick trip back to the Wooded Kingdom. We might as well take it. I probably won't actually be picking up this Power Moon for a little while, because one of the things that I didn't know when I was initially playing the game, but have noticed since, largely because of doing these recordings, is that if you pick up a Power Moon in another world, then that Power Moon only counts for the world that it's in. The only differences being the Power Moons found using art from other kingdoms, because even though they count towards the other kingdom's moon count, you get to pick them up in that kingdom. Whereas these ones, you've got to cache your Wooded Kingdom moons in the Wooded Kingdom, your Metro Kingdom moons in the Metro Kingdom, and so on and so forth. It feels perhaps a little bit flawed in that. Why can't I just pick up all my moons and deposit them all at once? I feel like that would be perhaps the more logical thing. But I'm not really gonna scribble over that. Something cool, though, is that what this lady here is mentioning to us is that you can take a snapshot. This is one of the things that was brought up in some of the trailers, but it is a really cool feature. So you can basically take control of the camera, and you can take a picture, you can move the camera about, you can tilt it, you can put a logo on, there are a whole bunch of filters, and you can get some really damn good photos out of this. Some of the filters and things are a little bit rubbish, but some of them are just really cool and effective. And what Nintendo have been doing on social media is they've been getting people to do snapshot competitions and take their best picture in Odyssey, and there have been some really damn good photos. Annoyingly, this is not going to be necessarily one of those really good photos, but I quite like it, potentially. Come on, okay, that's the one we're going for. I feel I probably was actually better off doing the one that was like a real full-on close-up of Mario, but yeah, this is not one of those instances. I'm not the best in-game photographer of all time. It's not something that I actually would desire to be, and oh. So, this is the Jump Rope Challenge. You have heard me before mention Jump Rope Genius as a moon that I utterly despise. It is related entirely to this fricking thing. The toughest challenge in Super Mario Odyssey is Jump Rope. It's great that the lady says, "Jump, man!" It's great, it's hilarious. But this is infuriating because it's perfectly nice and easy to get to over 30. Because all you got to do is listen for the lady to say, "Hey!" and that's pretty much your cue to jump. But Jump Rope Hero, fine. Jump Rope Genius requires you to do 100 jumps. 100! And the speed keeps going up until you get to 55, I think, jumps, and oh my god, just drove me up the wall when I was trying to do my 100% run, because the whole thing is, what you're meant to do is you're meant to just get the timing down, and then it sort of becomes a little bit second nature because you've got to do like the most tiny of jumps. And yeah, I don't like it. No, I do not. There is a way to make it slightly easier on yourselves, and that is to grab a scooter and use that to jump. Because what that effectively does is you have a set jump height then. So as long as you get your timing down, it's less about how much you push the button along with your timing, it's just the timing. And that was how I ended up beating that moon the first time round, but we'll see whether I actually manage to do anything here. And also, I really love all the posters hidden around New Donk City. Because right now, we've got posters for New Donk City, the New Donk Festival, Mount Volbono. We also had Steam Gardens. Brilliant fun. And then also, what's really awesome is you've got all of these references to Donkey Kong things. I mean, obviously, New Donk City, of course, it's going to be Donkey Kong references. Makes sense also that Pauline is the mayor of this place. But you've got things like Diddy Street, Dixie Street, Espresso espresso. I think there's like a rambly lane or something. There's all sorts like that, like Cranky Street. There's loads of them hidden about. And once we've done a certain thing, we will also be able to see a bunch of like classic artwork of Mario and Donkey Kong, and it's great. And I mean, this is quite fun. So there's an RC car challenge. This is obviously much easier to do. There are 2 moons to do this. I don't know whether one of them only appears after you have done, like, beaten the game and done something other thing. I'm not sure. I think that is the case because I am going to look at this here, and I'm pretty sure that I'm obviously going to get the first moon, but I don't know whether I recall trying to get the second one and either struggling or it just not turning up. And I think it's because the second one only turns up after you have beaten the game and done that. Because obviously you'd get the one for doing the top prize, but there's nobody here that's saying, oh, try and get it under this. I think it's got to get it under 25 seconds, but obviously that isn't available to us right now, so we're not going to be able to get that. And I'm not going to do that for the time being, just because, I mean, I've picked up quite a few moons already, and I should probably actually continue with the story moons, because they're quite fun as well. Very easy too. But yes, we've got to find 4 backup musicians. Well, one of them's there. He was quite easy to find. And what's really cool about these is that they're all playing Mario tunes. And that's quite all cool. Also, I think, I'm not 100% sure, but I think I'm going to double check this as we watch. When you get to those particular moons, the Get a Moon jingle adds their instrument over the top of it, and that's just pretty awesome. Once again, there's just all these little touches, just so many, and most people probably wouldn't even pay them hide in a hair. But it just works so well. And you hid another moon from me, and now it's mine. Oh, loving that bass. That is some funky ass bass.
Sophie Dade. Oh, Kelly Fonted. Yay!
Okay, so no, you don't get the extra instrument in that bit, but you do get them playing little ditties when you find them, and obviously this song builds up as you go, but that's 2 musicians down, 2 more to go. Let's go and find them. Yay!